I've been cooking my way through Marcella Hazan's The Essentials of Classic Italian Cooking, and what's more classic than bolognese sauce? See, I'm not skilled in the kitchen, but I am enthusiastic, and I thought I could at least just pair this with dried pasta, but then I came across this tiny chapter, crispelle. What Italians call crispelle are very thin pancakes made from a batter of milk, flour, and eggs sauteed in butter. So, crepes. Crispelle are crepes. Italians work with them as if they were pasta wrappers, stuffing them with savoury meat, cheese, or vegetable fillings. Now that sounds like a fitting way to try this sauce. So today we're making baked crispelle with bolognese meat sauce. This recipe is actually 3 recipes: bolognese meat sauce, crispelle, bechamel sauce, and the actual recipe, 4 recipes. So not gonna lie, I'm just a little bit terrified, but that's what this channel's all about, so let's get started. So Marcella's very precise about the way that we prepare the bolognese meat sauce. So first we're gonna get all our ingredients prepped. 3 sticks of celery. Now these are chopped. She doesn't say how finely, so just relatively. Those can be for the stock that I one day hope to make. 4 medium carrots, also chopped. I don't know how big a medium carrot is supposed to be, but we got some bigs and smalls, and in the absence of any extra information, we will just say same size as the celery. 85 grams of chopped onion. We're not gonna cry today. Channel's in the double digits of subscribers. Can't cry in front of 90 people. Is that toxic masculinity? I don't know. Oh, I can feel the tears coming. Please let that be 85 grams. 115! Oh, we'll have to take some of that out. 88, well that's for the effort. Don't do it, don't do it. Now she says to use a heavy pot that retains heat. Add our onions, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and 45 grams of butter. Over to the stove. So we're gonna turn the heat to medium. We're gonna saute the onion until it becomes translucent. I never really know what medium is. I picked 6. What do we call that, translucent? Yeah, you can kind of see through it. Now we add our veggies and stir to coat well. And then we're gonna cook them for a minute or 2. So next we need 350 grams of beef chuck ground. Now this can't just be regular mince. Turns out beef chuck is more marbled and will give it a sweeter flavour. So we crumble the mince with a fork. It was surprisingly hard to find beef chuck. I actually went to 3 different butchers before I found one that would do it, but my cute little local butcher enthusiastically said, yes, we can do ground beef chuck. It was a good day. Oh, we add a large pinch of salt, which is meant to extract the juices for the subsequent benefit of the sauce. Now, once the meat has lost its raw red colour, we turn it down to a simmer and add a cup of milk. She says this will protect the meat from the acidic bite of the ingredients that we're adding next. We're waiting for this to bubble away completely, which might take a while. So it's been 10 minutes and there's still a bit of liquid in there, but I don't want to let it get bone dry. So next step, we add a cup of dry white wine. Yes, it's Pecorino again. It's the only dry Italian wine I can find. And again, we let it simmer until it has evaporated. And while that evaporates, we're gonna cut up 500 grams of our fancy San Marzano tomatoes. Oh, the liquid's gonna get on there. Oh no, every time. No, no. Come on, be good, be good. No, just. So it's been about 10 minutes and I think the wine's evaporated. There's still some juice in there, but I just don't want to lose all that flavor from the vegetables and the meat. So I think it's time to add the tomatoes. And a few grinds of pepper. Maybe a few more grinds of pepper. Oh shit, I forgot to add the nutmeg. She wants 1/8 of a teaspoon of a whole nutmeg. I've never used whole nutmeg before. I'm realizing I don't have a way to grate this. Will this do? That can't, no. Okay, we're gonna try. Is that what a nutmeg looks like inside? Wow. Oh, look, it may be a bit coarse, but I am a little proud of that. So now we're gonna let that cook uncovered at the laziest of simmers. And that's gonna go for 3 hours. So while that simmers, we'll get on to our crispelle, which is, it's crepes. Many years ago, I actually used to make crepes. My first job was at a place called the Pancake Parlour.
The Pancake Parlour. Lovely.
Unfortunately, I remember nothing about making crepes, except for the fact that oddly they'd make us flip them by using our fingers, like literally picking them up off the stove. Got a lot of burns. I'm surprised I have any fingertips left. We'll get 1 cup of milk, 85 grams of flour, and we sift in the flour, beating with a whisk. And we keep beating until it's evenly blended. Can't see any lumps, so I think we're good. Now we add 2 eggs and beat with a fork until incorporated into the batter. 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. So she wants us to saute these in an 8-inch pan, and luckily my pan is 8 inches. And we lightly smear it with butter. And with the heat on medium-low, we add 2 tablespoons of batter. Now we quickly tip it around. Oh, that's can't be right. That's just mixing with the butter. And we will try again. Oh, it's done it again. Maybe I need to up the heat? Nope, high heat, more batter. 3 tablespoons of batter. Now we'll try to flip it. It's just gonna rip. Damn. Tastes like grape. As a backup, I've got a 7-inch non-stick pan. They're gonna be a little small, but I'm not really sure what else to do. Okay, well that looks like it's set. Well, that's just gonna rip it, it's too big. Aha! Here we've flipped a crepe. Can I get it onto the... Ow! Okay, that's 1 down. Now she says put a bit of baking paper in between them, and we'll try a second. 1, 2. Thank God for non-stick. And flip. Oh, okay. Straighten you out onto the plate. Okay, now we're cooking. Nice. Thanks to the learning curve, I've run out of batter. I'm gonna whip up a little more. Second batch. So that is our crispelle. Now we're making bechamel sauce, which Marcella describes as being smooth and luxuriously creamy. We add 2 cups of milk, and we heat it on a medium-low heat just to the verge of boiling. Oh, wrong pan, sorry. So in this pan, we're putting 50 grams of butter. And when the butter's melted completely, we add 47 grams of flour and stir it with a wooden spoon. I'm not sure how to tell when this is cooked, but she says not to brown it. Okay, I messed up. She says in the main recipe to make half this amount, and I've gone off the base recipe. Okay, we're gonna have lots of leftover bechamel. That's had a few minutes. Now we turn off the heat. With the milk just nearly boiling, we add a little bit at a time and stir constantly. It's just sort of making a dough, but we must have faith. As soon as a quarter's in, you can go a little heavier with the milk. Okay, that's looking nice and smooth. Now we add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We gently heat it until it is the consistency of sour cream. The sour cream that I'm used to buying is pretty firm and set. She can't mean that. I mean, she describes it as being thin. So we're going to be guessing a bit here. She does say to keep it constantly stirring. Luxuriously creamy. So now we put it all together. So we preheat the oven to 230 degrees. We take a baking dish, smear it with butter. I've literally run out of butter. And here's our bolognese. Now she says to scoop off any fat that's floated to the top, and I'm not really seeing any, so I think we're in the clear there. Now we take 250 mils of the sauce. That's about right. And we mix it with 60 mils of our bechamel. And a pinch of that nutmeg from earlier. We take a crepe, put in a heaped tablespoon, smearing it around. Maybe we'll do a little more, leaving about a centimetre border around the edge. Then roll it up. Okay, that worked. First one down. Now we spread the extra sauce over the top. I figure if it's fairly thin, it might crisp up. Now we grate some Parmesan. Ooh. And spread about 6 tablespoons over the top. A tablespoon's dirty, but that's probably about right. And into the oven for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, switch it over to the grill or broiler for less than a minute just to crisp the top up. I'm sorry I can't show you, it just has to be very close. Ooh, nice. Now I did forget to dot the top with butter, but I mean, we ran out anyway. So this is our baked crispelle with bolognese sauce. It's bolognese, but as you've never had it before. Or maybe you have, I don't know.
This is new to me.
New to us both.
It smells so good. Can I have one of the end bits and one of the middle bits?
See if it stays together. Oh, yeah. Let's give it a try.
That's really good.
She was right when she said this was like a pasta wrapper. And I think that simmering in the milk and the wine, it's made it like silky.
It's really good.
There's something that's both rich but also very smooth about it.
Tastes round.
I generally know what bolognese tastes like, but having it served inside a crispelle, I keep wanting to say crepe, it's just so much more interesting and unique. It's a bit like I'm having breakfast for dinner.
Here's a question for you. So if you called these crepes to Marcella's face, what would she hit you with specifically from the kitchen?
Well, not a garlic press, that's for sure. I feel like I don't have the foodie words to describe it, but just this is good. It's gonna take you half a day to make it, but this is fantastic.
You know what this is? The best bit of the lasagna.
The best bit of the lasagna.
There's all the crispy bits, but it's like lighter than a lasagna.
Well, look, I knew that Marcella's bolognese was not gonna disappoint, but just in this form, would you like to sign us off?
It's time to try the best bit of the crispelle.
It's all the best bit. Thanks for joining.